All right, here's this bottom where I had asked you to stop and read these questions and try them. Of course, this first one, you were just predicting that number of questions correct with that 87% attendance rate. So you got a predicted 41.9 questions correct. And you can say 41.9 because it's predicted. But look here, this is a multi-step question. Here we have the attendance of 96%. So then what I'm saying to myself is, I know then X is 96, okay? And of the school days. And this person got 54 questions correct on the exam. So again, you're asking yourself, okay, so you remember number of questions correct is the Y. Well, is that the actual Y or the predicted Y? So that's saying what happened. So that's actual Y. So that's 54. And then the question is, what is the residual? So take a look at what happens here then. See, I start my little section over here that says X equals 96, actual Y equals 54, predicted Y. That's the thing. You have to remember that your predicted Y you can compute. You just go to the prediction equation, plug in the X they tell you. See, I just plugged in my 96 into that prediction equation and I got my predicted Y. So now I have actual Y. Now I have predicted Y. So I can do my residual RAP, RAP. Residual is the actual Y minus predicted Y. So there's when I plug in my numbers and I solve. And so there we go. That student got an attendance rate with 6.9 more questions correct than what was predicted to happen. All right. Next, did the model overestimate or underestimate the number of questions the student got correct? Okay. So I have to think about what's happening here. We have our picture, and at 96, that person got above. Okay, so the actual, see, at 96%, the actual was above what was predicted to happen. So what does that say that the model did? The model is underestimating what actually happened. So keep that straight. The model is underestimating what actually happened. So let's go through those problems on the next page that you did. Here we had that predicted number of degrees in 78, 79. Here I gave you this computer printout. There's your equation. Don't forget the prediction hat or it's wrong. Okay, next. Here, the residual for optometry came up here. And then here's what's happening is these are my X values. These are the actual Y values, okay? And then I can, of course, use this equation to get the predicted Y, okay? So that's what I did here. Got my X for optometry, the actual Y for optometry, plugged in the 4.2 into the prediction equation and got the predicted Y. Now my residual, actual minus actual Y minus predicted Y, and I just solved, and there it is, negative 1.23. Same thing here. Veterinarian medicine, the X is 11.2, the actual Y is 28.9. Plug it into the equation to get the predicted Y. Then come into your residual equation, actual Y minus predicted Y gives you your positive 2.63. So, does the model overestimate or underestimate the data that actually occurred for veterinarian medicine? Okay, so think about what's happening. This is saying that the data is above, it's a positive residual. So if the data is above what is here, what the model says, then the model is underestimating what actually happened. All right. So now is a strong, oh, this one's different. Look, so this one, they are giving you a residual. So interesting. So these, starting here, are problems that are not up here in this. It's for astronomy and education, and I think piano performance, so the degree plans are not listed here. But they tell you, okay, so the X value in 73, 74, so there's the X value 7.8. Okay, the residual is 5.6. So see, that's I'm going to know what that residual is of 5.6. What is the actual percent? So looky here, the actual Y is unknown. But remember, I can get the predicted Y with my equation. Predicted Y by plugging the X into the prediction equation. So now I have residual equals actual Y minus predicted Y. And the actual Y is the unknown that I solve algebraically for. So there's how I get my answer, that the degrees and the actual number of degrees or percent of degrees in astronomy for women was 26.03%. Okay, and that's what happens here. So pause if you need to stop and try those yourself. But I'm just going to kind of show you these answers and let you check yourself, because this is the same process. You have a residual of 9.8. They tell you the X value of 14.6 and want to know the actual Y. Plug the X into the equation for the predicted Y and then solve for actual Y. All right, and that's the exact same thing also for letter G. Plug those things in, you get 19.12% for your answer. And then here's the last one for engineering. So those last 4 questions all did the exact same process. So you could just practice those same things and check your answers here. All right, so before you do that last video, I want you to take a look at what's going on here. I want you to stop this video here and see if you can match up the scatter plots that are happening over here on the left. These are the original scatter plots. And then, they got turned so the line is horizontal. These are the residual plots. See if you can't match which scatter plot goes with which residual plot, and then we'll talk about that in our next video.